Good morning, YouTube. It's Gatlin here from CarPhonix on a lovely Monday morning. I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend, or you guys had a fantastic weekend. I know that I did. Saturday night was quite nice. The weather seemed to have held off. I was able to have a little bonfire in my backyard and chill out, and that was really nice. Today is kind of a slow day. Kind of a slow day today. We'll have a bunch of other stuff coming in and out of the shop, so I believe we're gonna have an opportunity to work on Shifty here behind me, guys. Keep in mind that Chris is my friend, and I want to work on that truck just as bad as everybody else wants me to. Trust me. But the higher paying jobs come first. So obviously Chris being my friend, and Shifty being such a recognizable truck, I just want to make sure that it gets done the best that I can, and that I have some time to dedicate to it today, I think. So that's good. Another thing I wanted to make mention of is if you're watching me on YouTube, make sure you slam that subscribe button. That's first thing. Second thing is, if you come into the shop and you're a guy who watches me on YouTube, just make mention of it so I can kind of gauge how this is working. You know what I mean? If you're coming into the shop and you're getting work done, and I appreciate that very much. I know that there's a lot of YouTubers coming into the shop lately, getting some stuff done on their vehicles. Just make sure that you make mention to either myself or Papa Sandu where you're getting the work done. Because if I don't know where you're coming from, I don't know what I'm doing, if it is effective or not. You know what I'm saying? Just make mention of that. Again, congratulations to Stefan, the guy who won the 10,000 subscriber giveaway. I am going to work today on getting your shipping quote to you, so just make sure you wait for that. And the first order of business on Shifty that we're going to do here, I believe, is I'm going to set you up under the hood, and we're going to go ahead and just get some things organized here underneath of there. Loom some stuff up. I got some battery terminals that need to go on the batteries, that kind of thing. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is we're gonna lift this baby up. No, that didn't work at all. Let me just go try that again. Let me just go try that again here. Let's see what happens. There we go. All right, this thing here. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna tidy up all this stuff here, guys. So maybe while I got some time here this morning, I'll go ahead and start looming some stuff up. All right, so this is kind of the shit that we're working with here. Just a bunch of stuff that's randomly placed all over the place here. Got some just stuff cabled up here. Got another piece of wire here that says vehicle speed sense, which has just been taped up. And so we're gonna cut all this stuff here. It's obviously really not used for much because it's obviously just bundled up underneath of there. But before I bundle it up, I'll relabel it and then loom it all so it looks nice and tidy and clean and tight under there. We're gonna go ahead and remove his ground wire for his CB radio. We're gonna loom up this here as well, which is his exhaust gas temperature sensor here. And there's a relay that's kind of just hanging out here doing I don't know what, but the wires are going every which way and every which place. So we're gonna tidy that up and just get things kind of looking nice, I think, here. So we're gonna loom up all this stuff, including all this stuff here that you're looking at here. Loom up all this, put some new battery terminals on both sides here, and we're gonna go ahead and start that process now. So I am gonna go ahead and cut some of these wires here. One at a time, guys. The battery is connected, so keep that in mind. This little gray black is this vehicle speed sense. There's a red power and a secondary ground coming off the factory harness. So we're gonna go ahead and remove that. And we got a piece of heat shrink here that I got. So we're gonna go ahead and heat shrink up each one of these wires just so that they're not just dangling away underneath there under the hood. And another one here. ahead and do the vehicle speed sense wire. Boom. And go ahead and use a little lighter here and just heat shrink the ends of these wires up, just so, you know, moisture and that kind of thing can't infiltrate these. I kind of like to start with a clean slate, you know, when I'm doing wiring and that kind of thing. You know, as much as I appreciate a lot of guys working around other people's shit, for me, it's a little bit nicer just to actually, you know, get rid of all the crap that's there and, you know, kind of start with a nice clean slate, right? So I'm going to go ahead and label this wire now. Just use some good old masking tape. And we will take this vehicle speed sense wire right here. And just mark that vehicle speed sense VSS. And then we'll go ahead and loom this. Looks like there's a zip tie hanging around back here. And there's another ground right here that we're going to go ahead and take off and test the tape up, I think, or electrical tape up just to make it look a bit nicer. So we'll go ahead and grab that. Must be an 8mm. There we go. Let's undo this ground here. Get rid of the one that Chris made. Not the best job-a-roo in the world, but there's the one that Chris made right there. That's for his CB radio. And I'm not sure what that ground is for, but we're going to go ahead and redo that one. Oh, no, I'm just recording here, just doing some stuff under the hood on Shifty. So what I like to do is I like to remove the little, you know, blue thing on there, right? And we'll go ahead and cut this ground like that. If you guys can see that there, hopefully. If you guys can see that, let me just double check. Yeah, you guys can see that. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and stick a little bit of heat shrink over top of that. Just look at these. Run this out far enough that I can actually get to it like that. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and strip it. Like that. Then we're going to go ahead and spin her up. Put my connection on there. Usually I like to fold the wire over at least one time, just to give the connector something really to grab onto. And then grab an actual real pair of crimpers. And make sure you line up the crimp hole with the actual guy there. Like that, and give her a fucking stew, buddy. Looks like that. Nice little crimp. I'll show you that looks like there. Looks like a factory one. And then we'll go ahead and back and wrap some heat shrink over top of that. We need to tidy up that crimp a little bit, made it a bit wider than the heat shrink can handle here. So just give it another little smidge there, make her a bit thinner. And then we got our heat shrink over top of our ground connection. And we'll take our lighter and light her up. Alright guys, so pull it out of there again. Hope you guys can see that there. Nice factory looking ground. We can go ahead and reroute that back up to the ground spot. We'll call that the G spot. Hey? Route that up to the G spot. Alright, so that's going back there, and now that can go back to the ground. Got his little sensor doohickey thing here. Now this one, we're going to go ahead and loom this. So let me grab some loom. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and loom up that connection now. Right down in here. Push it down into the next loom that was down there. Just simple, small little stuff like this that can really clean up an engine bay. You know, I can appreciate the engine swap that was in this thing, or that is in this car, this truck. And you know, they did a really bang up job of it. I've seen a lot worse jobs, to be honest with you. So, you know, this really isn't all that bad. But you know, before I start doing my own thing and start wiring up all the other stuff that we're doing, like the bumper lights and that kind of thing, I just like to make sure that, you know, it looks good and I have a clean slate to start working with. You understand what I'm saying, guys? Let's take some Tessa tape here. And we'll go ahead and wrap the end of this. Just like that. Alright, then we can route that ground up back to the G spot, I want to call it. And we're going to go ahead and take some Tessa tape now as well and wrap up the rest of these wires here. Just like that. We'll leave the vehicle speed sense tag out. And I'll go ahead and wrap another piece around those pieces of heat shrink that I added there. Just like this. Okay, and we'll go ahead and wrap up this piece as well with a piece of loom. Make sure you get her down there as far as she can go. And she'll just match up with another piece of loom that's down there. There you go, she bottomed out. And we'll go ahead now and wrap up this piece. Just make sure you get my lengths right. Just like that. Don't worry guys, this floppy bumpers can handle a little bit of tools on them. I think that's what he designed them for, right? Okay, loom. And leave the tag out of the loom. There's a split in there for a reason, so we can go ahead and leave that out. Let's make sure we get our length cut up there nice. Like so. I'll grab some matching electrical tape now. Fresh new roll for them, boys. Fresh new roll. I usually like to use the 3M Temflex for this. Sort of thing. Just find the end here if I can. Here we are. Alright, and we'll go ahead and match up the electrical tape that's already here and give this stuff a nice clean wrap. Make sure our ground that we just finished over there is out of the way. A little bit of a hard area to wrap around, but that's okay. Another decently length piece here should take care of that. There we go. All right. So the tag has been left out so we know what that thing is doing. And that looks nice. Okay. A couple other small pieces down here, but I'm going to go ahead and I think we're going to go ahead and start looming this bad boy up. Before we do that, I'd like to place our grounds back where they belong. So our ground bolt is here. That will be threaded in there. Here we go. All right, there we go. Thread that baby back in. Go ahead and make sure these are all equal looking and not out of place, so nice and straight for us. Okay, just like that. Alright, so now we've got this, which looks to be going under there somewhere, and it's not a piece of loom to be seen on it, so we're going to go ahead and put a piece of loom on this end. So let me grab some of that. Fresh new pack of loom. This is the real small stuff that's really hard to get. So we're going to go ahead and loom up this side of his wire because that's not being loomed at all. And it's close to some exhaust stuff and I can really see it down there, so it needs to go where it needs to go. Any wires that you're adding under the hood, I believe, should be loomed. That's my own opinion anyways, but you know, it just adds that little final finishing touch to whatever it is that you're doing, and you know, makes it look nice. More of a factory finish type look, right guys? Alright, so that end has been loomed up there. Now it's time to go ahead and do the actual temperature sensor wire here. Let's see if I can get you guys a bit closer in to see what's up. working with now, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and unzip tie this from whatever it is he's got up there. It's a good thing his bumpers are so floppy, I can actually hang on to them. Get it right up in here. What the hell does he have this thing running in? Oh Lord. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna go ahead and loom up this piece now. Get a piece of loom that's somewhat the right length. That looks about right. The nice thing about this is it's mostly the driver's side underbelly here that seems to be the worst. So I'm going to pop off this floppy bumper here. Without breaking anything. Alright. See if I can get you in a better spot now. Alright, how's that angle, guys? Alright. Looming is kind of one of those things where there's no real fast way of doing it. There's no wrong or right way of doing it. But it takes forever, either way you look at it. They make a tool for this kind of thing, but hopefully you guys can see that going along. Alright, that seems to be on the other side now. Let's go ahead and check that out. Sorry about the camera angles, guys. So we're just going to go ahead and loom it up to this point. Chris told me to not screw around with the angle of this thing. I guess that it's imperative it stays that way, so we're going to go ahead and leave it that way. And then we're just going to go ahead and work out the end of this thing here. Alright, just like this. Like I said, guys, there's no wrong or right way of doing loom, but it takes forever either way you look at it. Alright, just like that now. We'll go ahead and we will give her a little chop. And just to keep things in place, we'll go ahead and slap some test tape on the end of that. Just like that, to keep things from falling off. And then we're going to go ahead and make sure that this port side right here stays there, because it looks like that's a cap that you can remove to get your tune on there. And we'll go ahead and zip tie this to there. Go ahead. Alright. And Slap a good zip tie along this. Alright. Just a nice clean zip tie look there. Boom, snap that off. And then we can go ahead and start following that up with a couple more along here just to hold this temperature sensor in place. Alright, like that. Boom. And then we're going to go ahead and route the rest of that sensor along there. Ow. Alright, so you guys can see it's already much better than it already was. No oddball connectors hanging out. Kind of looks more factory than it did, other than that little tag that I left out there. Got a couple more little small things in here to tidy up. It's gonna loom up this one here, loom up this one here, these two wires, and then we're gonna go ahead and start fixing up this relay thing that they've got going on here. Okie dokie, guys. So a lot of this stuff has been cleaned up and organized to the best of my ability. Now we are working on this tragedy over here. So I got the ground cable disconnected, and I got a bunch of new battery terminals. We're gonna go ahead and install on the battery, and then we're gonna go ahead and organize whatever this relay is doing in the same fashion that it's installed now, but just clean it all up, obviously, and make it look pretty. Okay, so I've gotten quite a bit done. I had to extend this power cable, and I mounted it using some little mount tabs here. My little secret stash of cool tabs and stuff that I like to use for special people's installations, and we just wrap that along the wire right there, and then pop a hole in the frame there and slap those babies in there. They just had them zip tied, and that didn't look very factory to me, so we're continuing on here. But in the meantime, I just got a quick deck install to do on this Dodge Caravan, and it looks like Damien's working away on a remote starter on this Toyota. How you doing? All right. Tired? Today's Monday, eh? Yeah. Frickin' Mondays, boys. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this done, and then we'll get back on Shifty. Too fast, too furious, too fast, too furious. This thing's awesome, boys. Check this thing out. So it looks like Dame's gonna be doing a head unit replacement on this thing with a dash kit and a harness. Thing's pretty cool looking. Yeah. All right, so I'm working away on a Shifty still. Damien's already got that other remote starter done, and I got some battery terminals going on here. I mounted, like I mentioned to you, this wiring along the subframe, and now I am working on getting the power connected, and just slowly but surely picking away at all this stuff here, making it nice and clean. And it looks like this ground wire here is a factory ground, so I'm actually going to make one that goes from here to the actual grounding point on the side here myself, just so that it looks nice and clean, and then we'll tidy up all these grounds, and then we'll work on the power side. Things are looking nice and nice here. Got my power block for my ground pretty much filled up as much as I can go. I got one spot left here, and then I got a couple of extra powers that I need to run over. So I've actually installed the power distribution block on top of the battery here, just using some hardcore double-sided tape. And got one left thing here to do, just install this relay that was powering up something. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna go ahead and hook that back up the way it was. Just obviously a lot cleaner than it was, and show you what that looks like after. So this side is all done, and battery terminals are on. A little cleaner looking, I would like to say. No more relays and bullshit hanging all over the place over here. Anything that was tagged, like I said to you guys earlier in the video, is tagged, and I've left it outside of the loom there. And basically, everything's all nice and copacetic. So we gotta get the battery terminals over here, and I got them set up on here. but that's going to be a part number 2. There's a couple little wires down here that need to get fixed up as well, so I'm going to go ahead and get that done in the next video, guys. So I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys subscribing and liking the shit out of these videos. We're at 10,000 subscribers, and I want to thank Stefan for winning again. I haven't had a chance yet to go to the post office to get shipping for your prize yet, but I will shortly. So in the meantime, guys, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like this video, and on to the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. CarPhonix signing out.